Round 3.
Madam Web review. Something new we've been doing recently. We're going to try to do the first 10 minutes of this spoiler free. So is there anything spoiler free-ish that you wanted to start off, or should I just start throwing out random things?
It's discombobulated, this movie. That's what I'll say.
It's all over the place?
Not even...
It almost seems like it's supposed to be based off of if you know anything about the movie and what it's trying to be. It almost you almost think it would be all over the place, but no, this is just all over the place, objectively speaking, as far as how you make a movie,
and not in a good way.
No,
I will actually quote my son here.
Okay,
it's the first time Xander's ever stepped out of a theater,
and cussed.
And look, well, he looked at me and he goes, "I'm not even kidding. I think that movie was made to show other movies what not to do."
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at him and I said, "So you didn't enjoy it?" He goes, "I did not care for that movie one bit." And this is a 13-year-old who, you know, seeing girls purportedly close to his age shouldn't have been a downer for a 13-year-old boy, and he came out of this just absolutely
to be fair to him in that standpoint, they didn't really give him much to look at. More. I thought there would be more for him to look at. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right, and it wasn't. So maybe if there was more, and I'm not advocating for this, but sometimes it is a necessary thing.
Yeah, if you're making a particular type of movie,
then put it in there.
Yeah,
right.
Go ahead.
Like Aquaman. Same crap. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just if
vice versa or whatever. Reverse.
Like if you want to get the women viewer in here, you can get a commercial with his shirt off.
Yep.
And then out here they come, right? And then that's a lot of what happened with the first Aquaman. So just give Xander what he wants.
The best thing I can say about this movie, I'll say two things.
Oh, two good things?
Two good things.
You said best thing.
Best thing.
That means it's
thing.
good.
Best thing.
Best. Okay.
Appreciated the costume takes. They held close to their comic book counterparts, except for Madam Web. And the trailer was good. Trailer had nothing to do with this movie. I like the trailer.
What trailer?
There was a 30-second trailer at some point or another. That's it. That's all I can say.
For the movie.
For the movie. Yeah, okay. Not in this. Not in the actual movie. The trailer did its job in pulling the best it could from the material it had to make a trailer for this movie. That's all I
which
don't know
I read
what to
most
say.
of that was not even in the movie. I don't know. I didn't go back and check. But
it made...
Well, there's so many trailers. Y'all might not be talking about the same trailer.
Okay, that's true.
Not only that, but what I will say is this. I read that quote as well. It's not, but the trailer led you to believe that this was about something completely other than what this movie was about.
Yeah. They did the V for Vendetta. If you go back and actually look at V for Vendetta, the trailer, and then you look at the actual movie,
nothing alike.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, V for Vendetta was like a political, blah blah blah. It was really kind of slow, kind of boring to me. All of the action scenes from V for Vendetta were in the trailer, every single one of them.
Much like Madam Web.
Yeah. The only decent thing I can say about it is like the graphics when she was using her powers. A couple of times were like not awful. You see what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like awful. Great, but like generally speaking, this movie didn't have good graphics, but there wasn't a whole lot of CGI in it.
It was a lot of practical
to begin with. So the couple of times where she would kind of randomly do her powers and it didn't even really make sense what was going on. It was like, okay, that looked nice. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, like that was I borderline cool, but it was like, okay, that wasn't awful. Like I from watching watching the movie up to those points, I was expecting those parts to be bad. Like whenever they did get to some CGI,
I'm like what had led to it. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm expecting bad CGI here, and I was just like, oh, okay, that wasn't like horrible.
Yeah,
I will say, I don't think this is a spoiler. It was not. It was not good story.
No,
it was not good acting. It was not. There was not a good flow.
The acting was horrible. So I am not one of these people that automatically blame bad acting on bad writing.
Mm-hmm.
But this also had bad
writing. Yep.
Right, but there was also bad acting by pretty much everybody in the movie.
Yeah,
every single person.
I will say this. I think one exception.
Okay.
The character who played Uncle Ben. You could tell he was trying to do something. It's just unfortunately he didn't have anything to work with.
Maybe, but yeah.
It's a push. I will be the first one to sit there and say that's a push of that comment, but of all of them, he looked to be the one that was trying his best.
He did the best job.
Yeah.
But no one did a great job.
Yeah.
No one did a good job.
It's not a high bar.
No.
Not at all.
Another thing I didn't like, I will call it cinematography. I don't know if that's the right word, but I in the beginning, especially when the movie started, I was like, first of all, I was getting dizzy immediately.
Yep.
I had to close my eyes because I was like, ugh. And it was just like, this feels like the great value.
Oh, snaps.
Just the quality of the opening. I was just like, what are they doing? This feels cheap. It just feels cheap.
Cheap and cheesy.
Yeah, the way that they were kind of making everything look and like the angles at which the cameras were coming in at. And I was just like, this is not...
I feel like you get better stuff from those ER type Chicago Fire type shows.
Well, I'm not even talking about that. They did that when there was certain things going on and there was like chaos.
Mm-hmm.
They did that, and I thought that was fine. But the very opening scene,
I know what you're talking about.
I was like, this is not going to be good. I could tell from the opening scene. I was like, this.
Well, I could tell from the trailers this was something.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying. I was like, this feels cheap right off the bat.
I did not have a plan to see this movie. It was strictly because my son and his friend wanted to go see something, and I was like, well, let's go. And I completely had forgotten that Argyle was out. Otherwise, I would have took him to go see that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I guess let's go watch, Madam Web and see what that's about. And yeah, like we all regretted it.
I will say this.
Okay.
I will say that y'all are probably not going to agree with me. No, I don't think Dakota Johnson did great on acting, but there is something. The reason I made my comment earlier about why I disagree with her saying she doesn't belong here is because even though we didn't see her best, there's something about her that I like. Like I would see her in something else, and I think that if she had a
Whips
better
and Chains?
No, but if she had either a better writer, better director, something that could get more out of her. Now, and here's the other thing. I did not see Shades of Grey, so I don't know how good she can be with acting. I'm just saying there's something about her that I like.
I mean, I don't think anybody's watching 50 Shades of Grey for her acting, right? I don't think anybody...
I watched it for the articles. Thank you very much.
Right. I don't think anybody's watching anything she's in for the acting. So
I don't even know what else she's been in.
That's my point.
Well, and there you go.
That's the point.
I'm just saying
So-
I'm not writing her off immediately.
Well, she wrote herself off, so...
No, I
you
know, but I'm just saying.
But so my thing with the story is, I think from the 50,000 foot view, like the overall story was like, it's fine. And
How they executed it,
they
though.
executed it very poorly. It was just horribly executed. So
Have we done our 10 minutes?
Are we done? Can we talk spoilers now? Are we past our 10 minutes?
We got 2 more minutes, guys.
2 more minutes. Okay.
So it's just like the general story was fine. The actual story was just not. They were, like you said, they were kind of all over the place. There were a bunch of scenes in there that just didn't make sense.
Didn't make any sense.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And I guess we've been lucky so far that outside of, like, to use Mike B's word, lore, outside of the comic book lore,
which was absolutely shit on in this movie, but go ahead.
Our MCU movies and stuff that we kind of value as the better movies, we don't have a lot of these scenes that just absolutely make no sense. Outside of, like, this is not what happened in the comic book. That's fine. But just if you're just watching a movie, it's just like, okay, they explain this makes sense. This okay, fine. Here it was just like this. Some of these things make no sense.
My thing with this, okay, Look, let's be realistic, right? And I've said this about Venom and Venom 2. These are not fantastic movies at all.
No.
But Tom Hardy loves it, and you can tell it, and he's not acting, he's literally into that role, and that's what makes those movies fun for me. Not great, right? I'm not talking about that, but it makes it fun for me to watch. DC has a couple of those movies. I'm not going to sit there and deny it. We've talked about it before. And Marvel's had a couple of those movies. But when no one looks like they want to be there, when it's a first-time director and it's this hard of a strike and a miss, it is just hard to ignore the issues
It's so
that
bad.
come with this movie. And I don't... To me, this movie was so bad, I went back and watched some other horrible movies that I thought. I rewatched Morbius because I was like, this has got to be just me. This isn't this bad. This has got to be something I'm missing. No, I was like, oh my God, I even like Morbius a little bit more now because of this movie. Hell, I like The Flash a little bit more now because of this movie.
Flash is
good.
way better than this movie.
So-
but we're at that 10-minute mark, so we can go ahead with spoilers if you want this point to roll into something that might spoil something.
Wait, I have a question real quick.
Okay.
What was up with Pepsi? Y'all see, Pepsi made 2 appearances in this movie.
I think Pepsi funded this movie.
Yeah,
I think that's what that
seriously.
was about. And I don't think they got their money's worth. I think that was a bad executive decision right there.
So